Yeah, man. You gotta get up there. We gotta educate all those youngsters.
You said that very country. We're from Tomball, dude. Take the boys out of Tomball. Can't take Tomball out of the boys. Just kidding. I'm not gonna do him like that. I'm from Tomball. He's from Cuba. That's why he's massive class. And I'm more mass, a little less class.
The farther I get into prep, the more head KC/OCD I get about all my variables. So it's nice to be able to really track my training performance while we're gone. Because 5 days inside of 4 weeks, it's a big deal. So I need to make sure everything's on point.
You already know what the combo is. That brown sugar cinnamon pride foods and the vanilla hydro. Put a bunch of cinnamon in it with some almond butter and then sea salt on top. I don't know. We all have friends, I'm sure, that we'll see to go do this or do that with. Like I'll have, like shooting friends or truck buddies or something. But I go do that activity with them and then pretty much leave, and then B, the ones that actually stay friends understand that there's good, 2-3 month chunks out of the year from time to time that would be pretty unavailable. So, like she said, in the day-to-day, it's just what we do can be really miserable doing it by yourself. And it's one of those things that instead of being really miserable, it's it is really fun, because we're doing it with, all of our friends. Everyone's got the same goal. Everyone's vibing off of each other. And, instead of, feeling sorry for yourself and, being in this little, black hole of prep depression by yourself, everyone else is doing it with you. So it's been cool. It's been a really cool situation. And really cool, at this point, I'm going to call it a borderline culture that we're building in Houston. Between the amount of times we have the people from Dallas down in Houston and then the crew we actually have living in Houston now, it's doing nothing but growing. So I'm really excited about what we're building. So right now, it's fun.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So, told you how we trained here back for the Olympia in, I guess, December, right? So I knew what they had here, so I knew I could bring my logbook because I actually have all the equipment I train at home, which is awesome for me right now because the farther I get into prep, the more head KC/OCD I get about all my variables. So it's nice to be able to really track my training performance while we're gone, because 5 days inside of 4 weeks, it's a big deal. So I need to make sure everything's on point. Gotten asked a lot why the pen and paper. A, I kind of like it. But B, keeps me off my damn phone. Put your phone up while you're training.
What's up, guys? I'm in Orlando. I got here late last night, and
Best Uber ever.
Best Uber ever. Meathead Uber. And I just finished my first meal, which has been the same first meal for months now. It's 3 slices of Dave's Killer bread. You got me saying Ezekiel. 400 milliliters of egg whites, 15 grams of fish oil, and I just drink the fish oil. That's what my fats are. And I put the greens from Revive, the greens from Revive, collagen and GI, and some lemon juice, and I drink that. So that's my breakfast.
And then we take our health supplements.
And then my health supplements.
Got the Home Depot box.
One thing different about this prep for myself is my fats are super high. So every single meal that I eat, I have added fats. And I think it's made a big difference in not only do I feel better, but the weight's coming off easier. So, especially because the fats I'm choosing, it's 45 grams of it a day is just from fish oil. So,
which is really disappointing.
Yeah.
Because it's like 45 grams of fat from like nut butter, probably like a cup. Excuse me, probably like a cup of peanut butter, and then with fish oil, it's like a shot glasses worth for both meals.
Yeah.
Very disappointing. It makes it hetero because he has a shirt on.
I saw today, it was like a guy, it was like a meme, I don't remember what page it was on, but the guy put like tan lines on purpose, so he had like an American flag.
Oh, an American flag sunburn. I've seen that around.
And he's definitely from Florida, and he had a mullet.
Florida's just got a look to it.
Yeah.
I've been telling Bryan for like a week or two now, we're going to be at the same exact gym and the same exact lighting as we were, you know, in the week leading up to the Olympia. So, you know, realistically, today's 3 weeks and 2 days out from my show. I feel like when we take pictures today and Saturday, you know, depending on the look, because I was pretty low yesterday, but, you know, today or Saturday, I feel like we'll be able to put those pictures next to when I was, you know, 2, 3, 4 days out from the Olympia. And I think the conditioning will be pretty much equal, but I think you'll see some extra tissue where it needed to go. So I'm excited to see.
I agree with everything you just said. No, I'm a lot bigger. Let's say nationals are weighing in at 220, and I don't see my weight getting under 240 before I cut my water, so I'm still at 250 in the morning. So we'll see. 6 weeks out and some days for the first one, and 9 weeks out today for North American, so pretty excited.
Cream rice party. Everywhere we go.
It's really the best part of my day.
Shouldn't it be instead of COR, CORP?
Or RNG.
We always say core party, COR party. So cream of rice party. We could say a quart, but it's a little weird, I guess. I have a quart. No,
we could
not feeling it.
We could say rice and grinds party, but we started the cream rice party before we knew Sean.
Yeah.
So
back when we were lost souls eating the orange box.
We ate a lot of the orange box, and then Sean came around and changed our life with no iron and
delicious,
good flavors.
Delicious cream rice. Up right now, so we're gonna actually have me run our non-spinal loading back day today again, the day we normally do on Sunday, just so I can kind of give my legs a little bit of a break. They're pretty beat up from all the cardio and shit right now, so with them being a strong point, and at this point getting as close as we are, it's more important kind of managing overall recovery. So just listening to the body. Gonna run that back day again today because back needs to be a strong point. And, food's still high enough to feel like good training sessions can make a difference. So listening, running with it. Switching out the back days today. Sunday I'll run the same back day, and then that Monday we'll see how my legs are feeling by then, but they should be pretty ready to rock and roll. But at this point it's definitely an everyday, see how the body feels, work around any little aches or pains there might be, and get shit done.
That's the cool thing about us being together every day is we can make those kind of decisions, and that's why he's going to be his best. It's because we can make those decisions on the fly. So.
It's like some meathead nerd shit too, basically. We both just nerd out on meathead stuff. So it's like the first thing I said to him when I picked him up yesterday was like what I just told y'all basically, and the why behind it. And he was like, yep, I agree with that. And I was like, okay, cool. Which is the case 99% of the time. We're usually on the same page, so it's cool.
One of the legends of the sport, his son, getting ready for the Olympia this year. He was on stage last year, so they're going to be up right here on this stage, so stay tuned. But if you get a chance, we're going to give you guys a chance to get down here and get some pictures with the champs. And we want to thank everybody for coming out to the UBO Expo. And we've got lots of action. We've got the pros coming out on stage in just a few moments, and of course our NPC finals.
When you're looking at him like when he was 12 years old and go, oh yeah, he's got the Labrada. No, listen, I gotta tell you guys something, all right? I'm 5'6". I'm 5'6". Okay, when Hunter was 12 years old, no exaggeration, he was this
He still
tall.
has this picture on
He
his
was
desk.
this tall. Okay, I thought that he had gotten my short jeans and no jeans for bodybuilding. So I thought this kid had gotten the short end of the stick, but when he hit puberty, he just took off.
So Hunter, did you do the same thing when you started training? Did it take a couple years before you really developed your physique, or how soon did you do your first show?
So it's funny you ask that, because this is always one of those things that I'll tell people whenever they're like, I'm doing my first show, or I'm an amateur, I want to be a pro, what kind of advice do you have for me? And I always say the same thing. It's always take your time and don't chase a pro card, chase a pro physique. And that was a mantra that he instilled in me from the get-go. And I knew the level that I wanted to do things at. I didn't want to be a good amateur. I didn't want to be a great amateur. I didn't want to be an okay pro. I didn't want to be a good pro. I wanted to be the best. So, at 19 years old, when I decided that, there was no point for me to do a teen show. There was no point for me to, diet down and do a middleweight show. I made up my mind I wanted to bodybuild at 19 years old, and I weighed 200 pounds on the dot. I started prep for the first show that I ever did at 25 years old, 250 pounds.
Yeah, so this morning we had to get up at 3:45 in the morning because we wanted to look at Liv and feed her first meal by 4 a.m. because they A, had pre-judging at 9:30, and B, she's a female, so she had hair and makeup and all that fun stuff. So we were up at the ass crack of dawn, long story short, and him and I both normally do fasted. Lately, I've actually been doing my cardio like at a fasted point later in the day after my training session because my energy is starting to get low enough that if I do fasted in the morning, I feel like it impacts the training performance. And if I can keep the training performance high and then just go back and do the cardio later, because it's cardio.
That's the most
Just make
important thing
yourself
is
do it,
training performance.
right?
Yeah.
This morning we knew the day was going to be real tight. Pre-judging started at 9:30, finals started at 2.
We knew in between we were gonna need to like go get Liv laid down, you know, take a nap, chill, like us relax for 2 seconds. So we, at 4:45 in the morning, it was kind of funny, Bryan and I joke about being on the same page about pretty much everything. I was sitting there kind of like half asleep staring at the clock, thinking in my head about, man, we should really just drive to the fucking gym, because I was like wanting to go back to bed. That was the original plan, but by the time we got them on their way, it was like, you're gonna go back to bed for 35 minutes and you're gonna feel like you got like hit over the head with the tired bat. So I was staring at the clock thinking, man, we should go do cardio, and Bryan's like, dude, let's just go knock it out right now. And I was like, bet. So we packed a whole day's worth of food, a whole day's worth of clothes, and went and did cardio at 5:15 in the morning. And I will say this, anyone who does their fasted that earlier or earlier in the morning on the regular is a savage. That shit sucked.
For 5 years, I was just eating, training, had no goal, no shows. It was a 5-year-long off season, and I got to the point where we thought we'd be competitive at a local show. Went and did the local show. I won my class in the overall. People were, "You're gonna go to nationals." I was like, "No, I'm not ready." And so the following year, you know, we went and picked the big regional show. We went and won my weight class in the overall at that show too. You're like, "Surely you're going to a national pro qualifier this year." I was like, "No, I'm not ready. I'm not trying to go get, you know, 3rd or 4th, and then the next year get 2nd or 3rd, or, you know, get a 2nd place pro card. I'm going when I think I will have a pro physique." And, you know, the following year I did Junior USA's, which is a junior national show. It doesn't give pro cards to bodybuilding, it gives pro cards to every other division. That was the reason I chose that show. I wanted to do a national show as the next stepping stone. Won that one, class and overall, and at that point it's okay, we're ready to go do nationals. What happened that November? I won my class in the overall. It's one of those things, people are in such a rush to be able to put IFBB Pro in their Instagram handle, or, you know, think it's gonna like make them a living. You don't make a living from being a pro. You make a living from offering valuable information. You make a living from being a competitive pro. To be a competitive pro, you have to have a pro level physique, not a pro card. So that's the advice I always give people, and that's the path, the route that I've always kind of followed for my career, both as an amateur and now as a professional. You know, I'm never, you know, do things just to do things, hop in things just to hop in them because it's, you know, what's popular or what everyone's talking about. I make my plan, I set my plan, and execute and go from there.
What up, my dude?
How are you, man? Good. These guys get bigger every time I see them, huh?
All of us do.
Yeah. Weight's coming down, they're getting bigger. It's crazy.
Growing and shrinking.
Today's like our isolation push day.
Push without pressing.
Oh, yeah? Push without pressing. How do you do that?
The push muscles. Shoulders and chest.
We'll train twice a week.